Hello, everyone. So, not too bad, but this will probably only be about 30 minutes if my wee visitor's on time. So, I'm starting at 1313, which is divine feminine goddess energy. But before I get talking, it usually is always all right. I'm burping already, but I can tell by what I've put as the title. And that's not me, by the way. I've paraphrased it from the card. Wait a minute. Yeah, so I feel I've ended up starting at 1313 because it feels like they're using this divine feminine energy to, yeah, bring whatever darkness needs to come to light. And that sounds dark. So again, I've not ever read this card before, but the reason why I've put that in the title is I just felt guided to shuffle the what are they called again? The Divine Circus card, right? And that came out, and I was like, oh, and it's called Silver Siren. So I mean, I don't think it'll be the thumbnail, but and let's face it, it's probably not going to be in the right place. Let's see. No, of course I've done that again. Wait a minute, maybe if I hold that up. Oh no, wait a minute. If I held that up a wee bit more, it was in the right place. Um, but yeah, I knew when I saw the word siren. Again, it's like, because for me, I've got code words in my guides, and siren is never good. Because a siren is something that lures you into something, right? So I just always associate it. Well, I know some people use it in a good context, but I don't. Um, and because I don't associate it with anything good, my guides, work with me. So it feels like it's definitely going to be something, you know, wait a minute. Uh, I'm just going to put a party hat, guys. I can never think what to put in that. Again, because I'm grateful if anybody donates or that or oh shit, it's just fucked off. There we go. Because it all just goes to the channel and helping me to help more people. Right. Like get more cards and stuff like that. Right. Okay. So, or Sage when we run out, because that runs out very quickly. Someone's blasting Forever Young. So I don't think you can hear it when that happens, but that might be relevant. But yeah, I read the first three paragraphs. So I'm just going to start with this because I've titled it. In case I change the title. Your power comes from discerning truth and allowing her false promises to fade away. So this is where most people are like, oh, you can change her to his and all that kind of stuff, and you can if you want. But I feel this is going to be about a her or a she. But it doesn't need to be romantic. The her or the she can be anyone in your life. This could be family, friends, romantic, people in your present, people in your past, because I read past, present, future. So we'll just see. But I don't know, siren always does kind of indicate romantic connection. I feel this is probably karmic stuff, karmic breakdown, romantic stuff. Um, but yeah, so for anyone that's new, when I do the signs, I more see it as I'm reading the house energy. So you've all got Capricorn somewhere in your chart, and you've all got 10th house somewhere in your chart. Capricorn 10th house energy is, before I forget to say this, it is like, your public image. It's a lot to do with the world stage. And I'm mentioning that bit first because it's hard to put into words the downloads I get sometimes, or the dreams or the visions. But like I've barely had any sleep. And in the moments when I wasn't sleeping or was half in and out of it, like because I've mentioned before, like I'm a key code holder, for New Earth, but especially for twin flames. And like it's one of the parts of my job that I really don't like and I find very uncomfortable. So I'm not going to say too much about it. But I do feel further down the line that will become more present and obvious as we grow. Because I'll pick up on people in the public eye and I won't necessarily know. I know that I've done it. Well, basically, I know I've done it for a fact in the past. Because they show me who it is. But in other times, I won't know who I'm picking up on. But the long and short of it was I was getting flooded with so many what I would call key codes or downloads, like, but real, again, like I said, like when I call it key codes, it's because it's like not many people are given that information. I don't really like to say exactly because you sound like a bit of a dick when you say it, but it's true. Like I don't ever see many people get messages like that. And but yeah, it's hard to say. It was like I was being shown, I was being given flashes and images of people that are true twin flames. But like the sad thing is, like literally none of them are with their twin flame. And like some of them are married with kids and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not, so basically that's what I'm saying. It's like but I mean that is the case with a lot of twin flames too. But it's just, who knows why we signed up to all these challenges. But I can tell, it's interesting because not only is Capricorn 10th house about, like I said, public image, public eye stuff and that, another reason why my soul chose to, well, I don't know, be able to sort of pick up on that stuff is because my 10th house, some of it is in Leo. So if you're here all the time, you've heard me say that. So this is going to be relevant. If you're new, just if you've not got patience for it, you don't need to watch kind of thing, but it's going to be relevant. That's why I knew from a young age, well, basically from every medium that was worth their salt that I ever went to, or psychic, whether it was offline, online, but a lot of people offline when I went, and this would be like for whether it was like a paid 30-minute reading usually when I used to be younger and you'd go to a medium, or like I went to one that was only a tenner. She was like one of the best ones I've ever went to. She will absolutely be in spirit now, unless because she was, yeah, very old when I went to see her. But um yeah, some of these were like 15-minute, we like, taster things. And whatever ones I went to, they all said that I would be in the public eye for my mediumship, especially. So, and the funny thing is, I am, I'm not like super duper famous or anything because, again, I've not got a desire to be with the kind of things that these people get up to. But, and also just everybody knowing your shit. But being on YouTube is in the public eye. So, it's not always what you think it'll be, but who knows? It could be more than that. But I'm just like, oh, like, I just accept, oh, yeah, that was right, because I am doing this every day in the public eye. But but to be juicy about it, I'm not just talking about YouTubers. Like, I'm talking about, like, I was getting all these different things. And it was just kind of like, I really don't want to. So, anyway, I'm just sort of sharing because it is kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, that's why I was saying that. With my midheaven and Leo, that is about, I'm meant to be on the world stage helping people with some things. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that one evolves because just so many people are awakening to who they really are, their true self. And it's, you can't run it, whether you're like, in the public eye or, or a random old Joe, the name Joe might be significantly saying that, you can't run away from it. And that's what, yeah, it was just that, again, I can't really talk too much on it because I don't actually obviously say people's names and stuff, but it's like quite a lot of my dreams were all about that. And then I realized, oh, yeah, the 10th house is the world stage. So it's quite funny. So maybe we're going to see in the public eye, however big scale or smaller scale public people break it, that, we're going to see an obvious kind of like breakup and then like a reunion of people that are meant to be together. We'll see. Right, okay, so, but also we've got Uranus conjunct the sun. It's exact. I would say like now the energy's there. I haven't actually checked. I just know that it was roughly around it. But I know I think it's tomorrow that it's, wait a minute, let's just check because I'm saying that. But again, the energy lasts in the, all week, or I feel it for weeks. Yeah, so the sun is at 25 and Uranus is at 26. Well, actually, it's about to be 26. Well, just not far off 26. And the sun is 27. So I think it's tomorrow. They're both at the same degree. But it really doesn't matter. And what that means, if you don't know astrology, just generally, is like, the sun is where the main focus in the collective is, I would say, because that the sun is your soul. And so that's why I always home in on themes to do where the sun is. So just now, and actually it shifts soon into Gemini, but just now I've been using all my flower cards and earthy grounding cards and stuff and things to do with money and valuing yourself. And with Venus just coming out, oh yes, oh yeah, I wouldn't change the title to that, but I'll just tell you now, Venus is official out of shadow today. If you're new, when I hiccup and burp, that's when I'm clearing energy. But so again, this feels like it's going to be a heavy one because again, Capricorn, like I did say that I knew that this one was. I think this one's going to be pretty. I said a few days ago because they told me because it's just God and the guide speaking through me. This is going to be heavy because Capricorn moon is heavy. It's serious, it's commitment, it's committing to your goals, it's playing the long game, having the patience to put in the hard work to get the rewards at the end, and this can be years, decades down the line. So when we're tying in being on the twin flame journey, that is the case for a lot of us. And often not knowing, like, am I ever going to get the reward? You know what I mean? But the reward is you feel better within yourself, even before being with your person. And if you're wondering why I say your person, it's because I watch an amazing American guy on YouTube that says your person, and I just picked it up. So, but he's my wee secret. I keep him to myself. If you find him, you'll know because he says your person. But a lot of people say your person. Um, but yeah, so let's just crack on with this. And if you are here, if you happen to catch me and I've got time, I don't know if I'm going to have time, but if you do, if anyone books a £25 15-minute reading, if I don't get it done today, I promise you'll be the first one that I do on the next live stream that I do, which will be Monday, I'm pretty sure. So I think Monday I'll be doing Aquarius. I've planned it all out for the next few days. So, and so the cute thing is, if you haven't worked that out, because this is like, again, this is just how I've always understood astrology. We're in Capricorn moon right now, so I'm trying to make it go with the moon signs because that's what I geek out on. And it's so funny because I never see anybody else really move with it. Like I said, I really move with the moon like very closely and I feel all the energy, so it makes sense. But anyway, did I say everything I want to say? Yes. So 10th house is also career, calling, work. I would say it's a lot to do with your twin flame mission too, especially if you are in the public eye, like I said, whether you're like a famous person doing something, some kind of talent, like what we all kind of term famous, or whether you're in the public eye, like helping on YouTube or blah, blah, it can be anything, or the public eye, being in the public could be owning a local flower shop. Oh no. Why? Oh no. Guys, see when I use that example, I'm always like, oh no, because it reminds me of It Ends With Us. Sadly, I think that film is good. I haven't mentioned it for a few weeks, it feels like, there's probably just days. That film's going to be relevant because if you've not seen it, she owns a flower shop, but it's all about abuse, basically. So, on a lot of levels, a lot of mental, it's physical too, but it's mental, spiritual, emotional. So, yeah. And with the siren card, that's pretty dark, isn't it? Oh yeah, and then that's really interesting because when I shuffled, that one came out, and I kind of thought before I done it, there's no point in me doing this because I'm going to have to look at the book because I don't know what these ones are about, but I could guess by siren, so that's why, and I'm going to read it eventually. But then also when I looked and it wasn't at the bottom of the deck, I just cut it. I saw this warrior card. So again, piecing that together, I feel this is about some of the divine masculine, male and female, because it is females on the card to be fair, warriors that have dealt with tricksters, like whether it's like you call it siren, Jezebel, because Jezebel can be men too, remember, it can be like a bitchy spirit that jumps into men. Oh, actually, again, because so again, I have to talk cryptically, but that when I said that, they did just flash something in my awareness that I've in recent weeks actually have heard of that, like a Jezebel spirit in a male that's fucked over another, like same sex, like a male. So, it's kind of like, yeah, it's, but again, that can be a male fucking over a woman, that's a divine masculine, but, or equally, obviously, it can be like the females fucking over the men, or two females fucking over, you get what I'm saying, So let's just get this, but I'm sure there was something else I was going to go into. Yeah, so Venus has just come out of shadow today. So what that means is you're free to go and, marry your true love, get engaged, spend big purchases, buy my therapy package, buy my packages of 4, but really buy any big purchase, buy a big car, buy a big house, buy a big land where you both could live. Is that not a song? I feel like I'm like channeling a song. I don't know what it is. So, but yeah, in all seriousness, it should be safer. But going by this message, I'd still be discerning. But yeah, but with that coming through, you see that could be where people have, been, you know, went down the wrong road, taken the wrong route. And remember, when I say the wrong route, when it comes to the twin flame journey, I truly do believe all the decisions, even the bad ones or perceived bad ones, they're all meant to teach you the lessons that you're meant to learn to wake up to who you really are. So, you know, that's been a Sag moon. I just look at it from quite a, you know, quite a bird's eye view. I mean, it doesn't mean that, like, you know, we're not going into that one, but like, it doesn't mean that, like, in my own twin flame journey, I don't get upset and things don't piss me off and hurt, and you know. But it's, but like I said, I'm happy to vote. I don't know, doesn't, you know what I mean? I'll find out and I'll find out kind of thing. That's how I crack on with things. But yeah, it's, you know, generally speaking, my soul's journey came in here understanding the twin flame journey, and what I didn't understand, they quickly reminded me of and taught me so that I can help all these other people. And on that note as well, I actually was up very late again. I couldn't sleep. I was getting all these downloads about what I spoke about, and also if I don't hurry up, this is just going to be it. But also, I added the other levels to the membership. So I know I just asked yesterday, but I thought, fuck it, I'm just adding them. But they're only drafts. So I hope it didn't affect the 2 levels that are already there. If you're in the membership, which is really small just now, if you could check that you can still see the stuff. Because I saved drafts. And I don't know, it doesn't look like you can just save the drafts to the other levels. I don't know. But I'm just fixing it over the weekend. So if you can't momentarily access it, that's all it is. I'm just fixing it. But the problem, I've said this before, and this is funny because remember, Capricorn is money. The price points they give you are so random. It like jumps from like 40-ish quid to like 80. So, and the thing is, I was like, what, 80? I was breaking it down and I was like, well, all the things that I can do, and if, you know, and because it adds on all the stuff from the previous levels, which is already a lot, like, you know, you get your free cards once a month on the second level. And well, what's there just now? It's like, you know, it isn't a lot, but that, like I said, like, because that's £12.99, it's a no-brainer because it's 25 quid to get your card read if you're just dropping in. So do you know what I mean? It's, if you like my content and you want your cards read once a month, which is more than enough. I know that some people might get more than that's up to you, and I wouldn't be reading every day sort of thing. But yeah, you'll see what I mean. I'm just going to publish it. I am just going to publish it, you know. I don't know. I think I might just publish it over the weekend or next week, and you can just see yourself. And I'll just. It's about testing things out. But they guided me to put things. But I was quite excited with some of the ideas that came through, so because it was things I've already had and other ideas. Anyway, give us a scripture. So God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even to the end. Psalms 48:14. That's really interesting because, like, again, when I couldn't sleep the other night, I randomly just picked one of these cards up and I had to like shine my phone in it, and I picked up this one. Cast your burden on the Lord and he will sustain you. Psalms 55:22. So there's no point in showing that. But that's quite interesting. Right, okay. So let's get this going. So this again, this one, and it's 33:31 when I'm getting started. So again, mirrored numbers. So I feel you could have had a very shared mirrored experience. Again, if you are true twin flames, which is most people that tune into me, unless you're a lurking gel hater or just a lurking person that wants to watch because you find it interesting, you know, most people are on the twin flame journey. Also, it's the 16th today, which is Tower Moments, and that, yeah, brings me back to Uranus conjunct the Sun, because I started saying that, that's what I didn't say. It's shock surprises, it's unpredictable. So I feel that's why they were flooding me with all these like energies and downloads and key codes and all that about, well, it was just about New Earth, and it was about New Earth partnerships and unions and surprising ones and karmic breakdowns for like the real people to be together, and it was all very complicated. So I'm be interested to see how that all matches up with what I was being spoken about. But there's going to be a lot that goes down in public, so I'm calling it now. There's going to be a lot that goes down in public. But although I'm not saying that, like, I'll probably, well, I might pick up it in this. That's the thing. Like, more than likely. But if I'm not necessarily, I've not got long today, but. And if I don't hurry up, that's going to be it, what I've done. But but we'll just see. Like, I mean, like, I know that I have. If you scroll back in the past, there's ones I've done that I know it's people that are very seen on different platforms. And then, like I said, there's some I could just tell they were famous from what I was saying. But it was things coming through about, like, being kings and queens of Atlantis and Like, and that's, I'm not the only one to pick, other people pick up stuff like that, but it was like, kings and queen energy, basically, which is like sovereign, which is like royalty and, like spiritual royalty. Like, it's like you've got an important mission, but it's like you had that in a past life too. I've done loads of ones like that. So it's kind of that vibe, right? Free ascended masters, right? So, but back to the thing that might, oh yeah, oh, this is kind of fascinating because this was on the floor last night, but it was turned over like that. And these are one of my oldest decks. I always say 15 years. It's probably older than 15 years now. But in fact, it is older than, what am I saying? It's well older than 15 years now. Because if I've known that I've been a twin flame for 15 years and like I had these long before, yeah, these are more, some of these are like 20 years old because I've been saying that for 15 years because we were in the fucking pandemic. The flucking. I said flucking. I've never said flucking before. Oh dear. So, innocence. Yeah, I'm piecing this together because listen to the words of this card. So, when I read it, right, someone got caught up with a siren and you've to see their innocence rather than the other side of them because they've battled through something. They're a warrior. It makes sense now. Well, a lot of women and men that I've helped. Right. So this was, so it's like I found this last night. I pulled that today, and the rest of the cards you'll see me pull. But beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, and no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness, Capricorn energy, so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy peace within your heart once more. So I'm amazed at like that. I'm just amazed because, like I said, they told me they told me that was part of it, and I just pieced it together. So remember that one of the, I think it was the last live stream I titled it about releasing guilt, blame, blah, 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 blah. So I really do feel this is people that have been working through these feelings. Or like I said, some people might still be in situations and we're praying for people, to get out of the sort of trapped feelings or situations. So when is an enchantment not enchanting? When it is a spell that you allow to consume your free will, even as it promises so much and yet delivers so little. The silver siren sings her song, a pretty poison to the soul. Her false allure tempts the mind, even whilst the heart feels that something is not quite right. Your power will come from discerning the truth and allowing her false promises no place in your heart. So it was better than what I wrote. I couldn't fit in. But actually, it's there to kind of change it. Otherwise, it's like, it's lifting it from the book. I would want to put it in quotations. And again, this is the Divine Circus Oracle, Alana Fairchild. Her stuff is brilliant, to quote where it was come from. So, the modern world, perhaps especially in the spiritual field, is laden with false light. Sorry guys, I'm having so many. If you knew, my God, if you knew some of the flashes of insight I was having and how this fits and some of the things that I was guided to see lately, only just very recently. I just hope that the people who need this find it. I'm going to trust they will. The modern world, perhaps especially in the spiritual field, is laden with false light. This is the light that blinds and obscures rather than clarifies and reveals. False light is that which might seem dazzling on the surface, but underneath is nothing but hot air at its best, and destructive energy that will rot your soul at worst. Again, in homing in on the twin flame journey, there is so many people that do that to make a quick buck because love sells basically. And if you know my story of, I've been working with public for 10 years. I've obviously been a medium my whole life. Well, not obviously, because not all mediums are, but I was a born medium and, very psychic. And then I got even more blasted open with my clairs after my spontaneous Kundalini arising, which is also very rare. And yeah, blah, 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 blah. I can't bother going into that big story right now because loads of people have heard it loads of times. But the point is, like, I avoided reading about love, believe it or not, even though I've known the whole time that I was a twin flame healer. Most of the majority of the whole time I've done this for 10 years, I worked out very quickly. Everyone that was guided me was on the twin flame journey. I'm even testing stuff out with another channel and I'm still reading about twin flames. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I was trying to help other people, but it never goes that way. So, so just if you, so basically, but the point of the other one, and I'm not telling you, again, I'm not put a lot out on it, but I'm not telling you what it is because of the people that are not very nice that watch me, to be honest, right? Like, but it's also just I'm testing things out with algorithms and blah blah blah. So if you find me, you find me. And like I said, mum's the word. Oh, there might be something to do with mum with me saying that. But maybe just keep it quiet. You could say to me if you want, oh, I found you. But like but again, it's a free country. You can do what you want. You can say, "Oh, I found you," whatever. Um, but usually people are quite good at keeping a secret. We have had the odd thing where people try to be wide, but yeah, I'll look out for that. So, and sometimes people do it by accident, but not really. It's kind of interesting. Like I said, this is all going to be relevant. If I only end up reading this card, that's relevant to this. Um, it's quite interesting that all my private clients knew that I was a twin flame, right, and knew that I was only a twin flame healer, but they would never say it on the lives and they would never say it in the videos. So that's what I mean about the whole time. Historically, yous are really cool. Do you know what I mean for doing that? I think because other people's audiences, I don't like saying audience, but other people's subscribers and that are not. They've not got that kind of friendship connection, bestie connection. You know what I mean? It's not. It's professional too, but you know what I mean. They've not got that closeness where it's like looking out for each other. Hello, there's one of my besties. Hello, Connor. Yes, I am. I am. But I'm not going to be here very long because I've got my wee niece arriving. She's just come to play for a couple of hours. And then I can get to play all weekend because I've got this done early. Which playing means decluttering my home. Like, I'm only joking. I'm catching up with my friend too. So, but yes. So about the new channel, searches Claire's accessories. Yeah, I just filmed stuff for it. I didn't even put it on. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because again, I kept delaying it. Right, so let's get to this because again, that could be energies distracting me from reading this. But yeah, so I said the bad bit. What I wanted to say is there's also loads of amazing people that are genuinely helping people on the twin flame journey too. So look out for them. The chosen ones that are guided here to help people with the twin flame journey. There's loads of things that are confusing about it, and then you've got the other people that are uber Christian, which I've got nothing against. For Christ's sake, I just read scriptures before I started. You know what I mean? Oh shit, Anna said that. Sorry, don't mean it. It's just me. That's my. Here's an example of Uranus conjunct the sun. Expect unexpected, unpredictable, and a bit wild. My Uranus conjuncts my moon, so that's why I'm like that, and I'm blunt. So it's like I don't mean to be offensive, but if you're offended by this way and the weird mixture of me talking about God and other things and sex and blah blah, you're not gonna like it out here. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just helping people with the truth. As shocking as it might be, and other dark things that happened in the world that lots of people couldn't see through. But anyway, we'll not go into that unless it comes into it. But let's face it, it might, because this is about the public. Yeah, probably will. But right, so false light is an opportunity so intoxicating that even selling your soul to have it seems rational. And again, that always reminds me of that Keanu Reeves film, the horror one, the Devil's Advocate. You know what I mean? So again, I don't like horrors, but I know what it's all about. It's horrible. And also his wife's really psychic in that, but it doesn't end well. And because he does shit. I'm sure he does actually get lured away by a siren type person. I'm sure it is. Like I've seen it, but that's so clever. They've just showed me that. But again, that's a particularly dark example. Because there's things about shit in hell. There's things about really dark voodoo and stuff as well. Oh my God, right, take that away. That's giving me the creeps. But again, there are people out there that do really fucked up shit, and especially if people are in the public eye too. That's why I say it. That's why some people don't show their face. But again, I know how to protect my energy. So, but I hope you do too. So if you work in the public eye and you feel like you're being so spiritually attacked and you need some guidance and basically, I think you need to book a session so I can teach you how to protect your energy. Because I don't want to brag about it, but I don't get a lot of shit like that. I get it all at me, but it bounces back off. You know what I mean? False light is the opportunity so intoxicating that even selling your soul to see it. Wait a minute, I need to read what you've just said. Hope you have a nice day and she enjoyed her birthday. Oh no, oh yeah, this is confusing. That's my wee. It's the weeest one that's arriving. What age is she? The 5-year-old. Aye, just turned 5-year-old, and it was the one that's just turned 7. It was her birthday the other day. You've sent me off on a decluttering spree too. It's all happening. Super thankful for that. And coffee detox. Well done, Connor. Go you. Are any of our other divine masculine males doing that, or females? You can let me know in a postcard, or you can email me, or you can let me know. So, right, false light is opportunity so intoxicating that even your soul, selling your soul to have it seems rational, or the person so alluring that you're willing to deny your basic needs for respect and acknowledgement in order to spend even just a moment by their side. Oh, guys, I couldn't care less how hot this woman or this man is. No, there's lots of hot men and women that you don't need to degrade yourself that much. Anyway, moving on. The false light is a seduction, a siren song, a promise of whatever it is you feel you cannot have unless you compromise your integrity to get it. There is just one lesson to be learned through the siren song, the same lesson always, no matter what the circumstances may be. If you compromise your integrity, you will find that you have been obtained what you've obtained was not worth the price you paid for, no matter how much you believed it would be otherwise. It simply will not be worthwhile. Silver Siren comes to you when you are one of the souls with enough discernment, strength, and integrity to be able to say no to the enchantment that will not enhance your life, but slowly and surely destroy it. But let's face it, this is, and it just turned 144 when I read that bit. So again, I feel that as somebody awakening to your true soul, maybe you actually do resonate with being one of the 144,000, because I am. Again, I'm not just fucking making up my mind that I've had other powerful healers pull me out of a group of people and say there's somebody with a, you know, basically the mark of the 144,000, no, the mark of the beast that a lot of people have got. Anyway, so the small compromise of your self-esteem would seem innocuous enough at first, but with cajoling and manipulation, fuck knows, would continue and eventually erode at your soul until you no longer believed yourself capable of living your best life. Oh, this is so sad, because that obviously that ends with us is very relevant. So you should watch that film if you haven't seen it. Of receiving genuine love and affection, of having anything of value to share the world. Oh, I wonder why it's not a song. It's not a song, it's just an alarm. I feel whatever experience someone's had, it's taken all the song out of your life. It's taken all the joy. It's taken all the sparkle. Because that's normally a song that goes off, and it was just the boring old alarm. It's like things have become mundane, you know. To disempower the false light, you must stay true to what your heart says. And again, you see, so I get what this is so random, but if my niece, you know, ends up coming at the door, obviously my dad's bringing her, guys, she's not walking herself, but it's kind of like, and I need to finish. It's like this is a bit of a riddle, because these cards are a bit of a riddle. But it's like that's what a big part of my purpose is I have to generally dig into the stories, but just know that if you are in the public eye, or you know other people are, like this is some, like, you know, some of the times it's going to be these people's stories, and I won't necessarily know, and they might not have found the channel because we're tiny, but it will grow because I've seen when it grows. To disempower, yeah. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be in the public eye to dismantle that, to basically create power moments when my moon conjunct Uranus, because they're false foundations and people aren't happy. So again, it can look like causing trouble, but it's not. They chose me to do it. I'm just doing what God told me to do. It makes me uncomfortable too. There's going to be moments like that. There's going to be seen moments, because this is energy of being seen, and I'm just like, yeah, it's all coming through. No matter how much you may fear you'll regret it later on, simply say no to that which is unworthy, to that which does not hold the truth of love within. Even if by all appearances a person declares they are utterly enlightened and only interested in your highest good, that's true. That's true. So again, even when it comes to the stuff that I say, if you don't resonate with me, you don't resonate. But that doesn't mean that I'm a false enlightened person. And again, because like I'll say, nobody's truly enlightened. And if you think you're enlightened, go and spend a week with your family, I think is the saying. So that could be relevant too here. But that's relevant for everyone, even if you really get on with them. Like, but I'm just laughing. I've definitely had moments like that. Never mind a week. I've had fucking a couple of nights sometimes, and we've worked that out. But it's like, when things like that have happened, I've even said, look, I'm an adult, and it just kind of shows that I should be doing things with another adult and no fucking hanging out, you know, with my family as much. So again, somebody else needs to hear that too, you know, because like I said, I've got no secret about that. That I've definitely codependency. I'm fascinated by it, and I believe we all not all of us, but a lot of us have bits of it, and we might not even realize that's what it is. You think it's being close with your family, but somebody's like, if you're too entangled, there's a problem. But like I would say, I'm close to my family, but there's no problem when it comes to me being my own person, because if they don't agree with me, I couldn't give a fuck. Like, with respect, love them all, but I do my own thing. Like, my mum and dad don't like us like that I swear, but does it look like I stop? No. I try to cap it when I'm in their and I try to cap it when I'm around them. But the thing, and definitely when I'm around the kids. But the thing is my dad's one. Okay, my dad would like to say it, but it's true. It's like, you know what I mean. He's one of these. It's like, he could be telling me not to swear, and he could be swearing like 2 minutes before. So, my mum doesn't swear though. My mum's an angel. My mum's a Capricorn rising. She's quite. If my mum swears, I'm worried. I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Right. So, even if by all appearances a person declares they're utterly enlightened and only interested in your highest good, even if the opportunity at hand is too good to miss, making your mind needy and confused when you feel in your heart is that you should really give it a miss, simply say no. Yeah. And I've had experiences like this where that was right at the start when I invested in some things when I was still more vulnerable in this journey. And, I now realize it was about research because of what I am, that there's a lot of people out there that, like, they could seem like the nicest person in public, and when you actually are when you actually meet them behind the scenes, they're like yeah, no, it's like you get the other side of them. And again, that's like, I really just hope that nobody ever thinks that about that. Is, yeah, I'm all about integrity. Like, I'm pretty much, what you see is what you get. What you see here is what you get on the Zoom, except you get even more of me. You get even more of my private side. You get that I am more intense. Like, again, anybody that's, I mean, Connor, if you're still here, you've had a Zoom with me. It is more intense, so it can actually take a lot of people to actually have that initial Zoom, or even return. Connor, that's you too. But that's the only difference. I'm more happy and jolly and clappy, and because it's the Leo side of me on here. But in a Zoom, it's more of like my Scorpio energy, and we need to get to the root cause. Unless you're through the dark stuff and you want help with, like, more cheery stuff. But yeah, so there are, it's, just be aware of that, just lurk people, stalk them, whatever words you want to use, watch people for a long time and then be like, yeah, I want to do it. But just trust me, sometimes you can still, everyone's got a shadow. And if people haven't done shadow integration, it can be a bit disheartening. But yeah, with experiences I've had, mostly all of these years ago, like, it was just, yeah, really uncomfortable sort of stuff. But again, I'm here to be a mirror. So, like, people can get very, my energy makes people very uncomfortable because it shakes them up and it makes them see what they don't want to see, but what they need to see. Remember that other deck, the shamanic one, says, be thankful for the friend that shows you what you needed to see but didn't necessarily want to see. That's me, Owl Medicine. So, when Silver Siren sings her song to you, know that you're being given an opportunity for empowerment. This is an opportunity to trust yourself and stand firm in your truth. So, obviously, this is being said that this siren is like a good thing, right? But because siren, like I've explained, is not a good thing for with my guides, they're talking about someone that's been lured in by a siren. But also, I think there's some weird, mixed up, muddled message here about some of these energies can deflect it and project it back onto the actual people that are empowering you, whether it's other divine feminines like myself, female and male, because divine feminine can be males too, or other males out there helping. Like, a lot of these people can be like, oh, that person's doing this, that, and this, or casting a spell because it came through and stuff like. And it's actually them that are casting the spell. And remember, a spell can be manipulating, lying, slandering, making up things, like, just getting vulnerable people with their trauma and confusing them. So, again, that can happen on a macro level, on the public stage, and personal things. So yeah, yeah, this is an opportunity to trust yourself and stand firm in your truths, and to experience the priceless sense of love, safety, and security, peace, and self-possession that this brings. With this, your soul can sing its own song, a song that shares true light. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I didn't even actually. I really. Duh. Sorry, I don't like to do that to myself. So I don't like to do that to myself. So you must have negative self-talk. But I am kind of, it is a bit of a duh moment because I'm saying you've lost your song, because the alarm's normally a song and it was the alarm. And that's what sirens do. They sing. But that's why there can be, you know what I mean? I know I sing all the time, but I'm no fucking luring anyone, and I'm just fucking singing because I like singing. That's Lemurian. That's Lemurian singing. So I don't, like I said, I don't know why. I just really don't like the siren word. But that, I do know why. It's because I do associate with, like, you know, being pulled in, and then what it's a trick. It's like what I just said, being pulled in and think somebody's an all right person, and then actually, fuck, they're nothing like what you thought. Um, Right. I'm going to read that again. This is an opportunity to trust yourself and stand firm in your truths, and to experience the priceless sense of love, safety, security, peace, and self possession that this brings. With this, your soul can sing its own song, a song that shares true light. So I feel someone's getting their soul back. I feel somebody's soul was hijacked by a siren. Uh, the lightness of heart that lives in a peaceful truth of the world. Wow. Okay. Right. So if you want to do this, I think I'll read this in case the buzzer goes. So again, this if this is just it, then this is it. I'm random. This is just a message. But actually, before I read, I'm not being funny, but like she's meant to be here soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if my dad brings her late. So it's fine. Right, what does the masculine want to say? Because that's what it feels like it's going to be. This can be past, present, or future. Remember, so my fears keep stopping me. Yeah, and remember, like we've all got our own demons. So currently, if this is, it feels like current energy, the fears of what people have been around, either past or presently. Stop. Well, I'm going to go with past because it's like things people have been around and been tricked have made the fear worse. I've helped a lot of women. Yeah, I've helped a lot of women with this, especially, but men too. All and like I said, this isn't just about love. I've helped a lot of men where this is like family members and friends and stuff. All I want to do is talk to you. So I think that's the thumbnail. It's like all I want to do is talk to you, but my fears keep stopping me because the kind of women I've been around are like this. Is that in the shot? Um, you can't see what the card says. What else? I want to come back home to you. You're where I belong. Shit. I mean, we don't really want to pull too many because it just I'm going through a lot. Holy fuck, God, that's so creepy when that how I'm honestly like, and honestly, this is connecting with some of my dreams too. Like it really is that energy of people that have I let my doubts and fears get the best of me. That's spell work. Spell work, manipulation, head fucking, you know what I'm saying? Um God, it really does make sense for some of the I can't honestly. That's nuts with some of the downloads about the public stuff I have. Reflection, being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity, but I also want to change that to being with the wrong person has allowed me to gain clarity. I haven't told you everything secrets. So it's like, you know, this can either be, sorry to laugh, but this can either be that, like, this could be somebody you're, because I feel I'm reading on twins that are in union too sometimes. Like, because I've just added that bit to the membership. It's not public, but I've added it because they told me to, because there's a lot more people in union and there's a tidal wave coming, especially with this Sun conjunct Uranus. It's going to be, this is what I mean. I predicted this months ago. There's going to be shocking, unpredictable unions that come together in the most crazy way. Like, and I think it's things. It's like, oh my god, have you heard that such and such and such and such are together, or they're not together anymore? It's and those things where that happened, it's because it was false. Whatever, like I see your side of understanding, I see your side of the story. Again, manipulation, clarity, truth, intentions, honesty, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet, people at breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. Yeah, I think we're. Wait a minute. I think we're getting it. Like, I don't think we need any more of those cards. Right. This is what I've just, that's how I love the cards because they just backed up what I just blathered about because it's not just having a wee chat. They told me in my dreams and my visions. Because I am a prophet. Do you know what I mean? I'm a prophetess that channels all the astrology in it. I believe it's called prophetic astrologer, if we want to be exact about it. But again, I'm a prophet of many things. I'm a seer. There's energies that try to hold us back from one another. Some are closer than how you think. Terrible grammar, but holy shit. like I said, there's not too many cards like that because I wrote these. I see right through your soul past your guard, and I know you know it. You're safe to be yourself with me, and holy shit, that fits too. This person, all the people that resonates with this person, with being the person or this being your person, they know that you see the real them. And it was easier to pick. I said this in a short review. It was easier to pick somebody that couldn't, but it's like it's really shot them in the foot. And I'm saying that with love because it's not nice. I help people with this all the time. It's not nice for all involved, but it's kind of like, and I just don't understand why the karmic energies do that when the karma is going to be brutal. Like, and I mean really bad for some. Like, and it just blesses people in the end, because it's good love. Always true love always prevails in the end. But again, 10th house is karma too. I mean, Capricorn's karma to me too. Well, where's the divine feminine at? Blossoming, one with self. Yeah. So again, I feel if you're the divine feminine, female or male, you're in a place of blossoming, coming into your power, and feeling this soul merge taking place. And again, this can be energetically. You could have been spiritually married in the higher realms for years and years and years. Like I mean, to be real, I remember a very pivotal moment where I felt all that going on in my journey. Um, but I also feel that's physical ones, like the like your soul is preparing to reconnect physically. That card in my other deck, I don't know where it is. And the fuck's sake, I mean, I'm going to tidy up really quickly because my youngest niece is hilarious. She's always like, I don't know if I think her room might be quite tidy because it's quite small, yeah. And then my older ones is messy. Like that's what I was like when I was wee, and still now. But no, I'm like I said, it's not a mess right now. But like there is cards on the floor there, and she'll be like, "Why are these on the floor?" And I'll be like, "Well, why don't we pick them up?" Probably not. I'll be like, "Let's go through the kitchen," but that's fine. It's not. It's I can pick them up easily. Right. So, but she remember I said she says that about my bedroom too. She's like, "Why are your clothes all over the floor?" And I was like, and I'm like, "Because I'm sorting them out." She's like, "But they've been there for ages." They weren't on the floor, by the way. They were on a chair, but someone had fallen off the chair. Kids, but I love them. They're hilarious. She's particularly hilarious. I love funny stories after today. There's that alarm again. Where's the divine masculine at? Time's up though. Time's up because my alarms went off again. Alarm bells are ringing in this person's head about the siding energies. If they've still got people like that manipulating them, however many, there could be more than one, or just an archetype someone keeps meeting, attracting. Sadly, because if you've been manipulated when you were younger or even past, you would attract manipulative women too, so if you've had manipulative family members, like male, female, you'll attract manipulative men, women. So you need to get a handle on that. And that's what I help people with. Right. So masculine, Voyager's journey, past life healing. How interesting when I was just saying that, because I was going to say something about 50 Shades of Grey. Think of 50 Shades of Grey. He's groomed from, I hope this isn't relevant, but he's groomed from a child with the old Kim Basinger or whatever her name is. And then, she thinks she's got control over him. And then that's when he meets Anna. I just love all those scenes when she's like, get away, you old bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, well, she's got a very innocent, lovely energy, like that innocent card I showed him, this one. But it's nice. And then there's another scene too. This is energy. It's like a strong divine feminine needs to come in and be like, not if it's not needed. Like, but don't be a people pleaser. If somebody's energy is like manipulating your divine masculine, because remember, it's your inner divine masculine. If somebody is manipulating your divine masculine out there, they're actually affecting your energy because it's your inner divine masculine. So you have to keep being strong, like year after year after year after year. Trust me, I know, because I help people because I'm on the journey. But it's kind of like, and the divine feminine feels it, even if you don't know what's going on, you feel it, and you feel the types of people that are around people, even if you don't know, you feel it. And so you have to keep being strong. But it does mean, what I mean? It's anyway, I could explain that in personal sessions. But yeah, past life healing. So it feels like, it doesn't need to be exactly these examples, but it's like, I was in 50 Shades of Grey. I was particularly seeing, the scene where there's the woman that's designing the new house is like flirting with him and putting her hand in that. And she's like, what the fuck? This is like my new husband. What are you doing? You hussy. You know what I mean? And so when he goes away to get a call, she's like, she starts saying, "Oh, Mrs. Gray, Mrs. Gray," or something. No, she calls her Anna, and then she's like, "No," she's like, "You may call me Mrs. Gray." Like, kind of getting across, it's like, look, I'm not a wee tart round the corner head. You know what I mean? Like, fucking check yourself. You know what I mean? She does it. If you've seen the 50 Shades of Grey, you'll see what I mean. I think it's the second one. But the woman does. She's like, oh, she gets that she can't be a fucking widow anymore. You know what I mean? That's what we'd say here where I live. But it's you get women like that. I say it with it, you get that's a Jezebel. The Jezebels are the one that you can't leave alone in a room with your man. And again, if you've got a man where you feel like you can't leave them, if you've got a man or a woman for that matter that you feel you can't leave them alone in a room with somebody, you've got a problem, full stop. But there are people that literally target. So especially if there's alcohol involved, it's again I always say it's like it reminds me of like things like Geordie Shore, like Charlotte from. I always used to say that's what I was like when I was younger, but not because of that example, I might add, but just because like one minute I could be fine and the next I could be like a rag doll. So that's why I don't drink. But men can be like that too. You know what I mean? So something like that might happen. No light and all that story. Right. So where else is the masculine? They're doing some past life healing. So that could be childhood healing, that could be healing trauma from past lives, the healing trauma from the past, like in this life, like relationships, would make the most sense of what I've already channeled, but it can be bits of bobs. Well, they disguise stuff. It will be childhood stuff for some people, and they're just disguising it, and you'll know if that's you. Divine creativity, receiving cosmic intelligence. What did I come on saying? I've been getting tons of downloads all night, so much so that I'm very tired. Oh my God. Now, can I read that out? Yeah, I can read this out because it's private, right? But like I said, I've got a lot of twin flames in my personal life too. You know what I mean? Like people, because it's just I'm a twin flame healer. So, but somebody has just like sent me a message saying, basically, generally, that what I said is echoing in their head. About their soul changing, and they found it a great comfort. So again, if that person watches, hopefully you don't mind that I've just read that out, because again, this could be absolutely anyone. This could be a woman, this could be a man, but that's so lovely that I just looked down and saw that. So thank you, person, because that again, this is relevant because that is a divine masculine. That so actually again before people get all excited, it's like that is a divine masculine female because like I said, I've got quite a few divine masculine female friends, and that is a divine masculine female that has just said that to me. That something I said in a call has like been echoing around their mind, and I feel again I'll know when I speak to them, but I feel that person saying it's given them some sort of um well, it's given them comfort, which is great, but it's given them some kind of cleared energy as I'm holding cleared energy blocks, activating higher chakras. And that's what's really interesting, you see. It doesn't matter that, like, it doesn't matter whether I talk to somebody on the phone, Zoom, in person, whether another weird thing is whether they booked with me or sometimes occasionally whether I book with them, they always use my energy to clear people. It's really honestly, it's really annoying me lately. It really annoys me because it's like because I do soul retrieval with everything that I do. I don't. It doesn't annoy me that I end up helping somebody that I go to, but it does when it's like weird shit because that can happen. But yeah, it's just the nature of being a shaman. But anyway, I'm used to it. But yeah, so again, that is why a lot of the time I go to God for my healing because of that. Because every single time it always ends up happening. But it's always what we must have a soul contract, karma to work out and stuff. Activating the higher chakras, clear energy blocks. I feel this is the masculines getting a lot of downloads and energy clearing from their guides or being guided to healers to clear their higher chakras, because that is that person that I've just read that message from saying that's what's happened with her after we've spoken on the phone. So amazing, isn't it? Because again, I can think of somebody that I spoke to only a few days ago that wasn't the same person that's texted me that's had again, this isn't new, but it's the same experience, like of like basically like knowing me personally, but then me when I feel the person's open to it, like actually, because that's what's interesting. That person, like I have said to them recently, like the stuff on the channel is really gonna help you, but people will awaken to it in their own time. So Very interesting. Right, okay. But anyway, the other person that I was speaking to a few days ago, see, I have got friends. Like, yeah, they were amazed by how much one of the journeys helped them. Like break free of like karmic cycles and stuff like that. So codependency and all that. So that's why if you're my friend, I must really love you because people benefit. But nah, these people I'm talking about are absolute earth angels. Like I was just thinking that the other day when I felt quite shit the other day. I thought, oh, is that my door going? Like even just yesterday, I know why they're saying that, but that's something that I'm keeping to myself. Even just yesterday, my buzzer went right, and I was feeling. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a reason to lie. I was feeling really flat yesterday, right? And oh no, I got a text, and basically my friend was like, "Can you run down?" So basically, I ran down for 2 seconds, and she had a present for me, and the present was hilarious. So, and I'm not telling you. So I know that's pretty cryptic, but I'll tell you further down the line when it's yeah. But it was like another massive synchronicity, and the timing was the timing was just hilarious. But I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends I do have of all ages, I might add, because I've got a friend that's a lot older. I've got friends that are a lot older than me. You know, I've got friends that are a lot older than me. Sorry, they won't like me saying that. And I've got friends that are the same age, and I've got friends that are younger too. A lot of actually my clients, but I'm not talking about my clients right now. I'm talking to people that I've known in other circumstances. It just so happens that some of them are on that journey too. Because remember, not everyone's a twin flame. It's just my world does seem to be a lot of twin flames. Um, yeah, I'm really lucky. You know, I don't believe in luck, but it's because I am discerning. Think about it, that card. I'm discerning. I'd rather have literally zero pals than have shit pals. I say it all the time. I'd actually rather have no clients than shit clients too, to be honest too. Because I've had that in my day too. I've had people that have backstabbed me. That have been like, they'll come to me and and then they'll go and other people will get all the credit. You know what I mean? Like I've had that too. Again, I forgive anything like that, and it's more just it's immature or it's lack of and sometimes it's lack of awareness. I've experienced that too much, but I have experienced it. I've had people that get very jealous and then try to be in competition or like bore off, you know what I mean? Like I'm in competition with who I was yesterday. And that's what I'd advise for everyone. Um, but yeah, if you're in my inner circle, I trust you. So, right. What have we got? Some shadow work for the feminine. This message is interesting. Great. Endings are inevitable. Yeah, but you see, this time, oh my God, and look what I was just saying. Great. That's That's how magical is that? That I was feeling great. I was feeling flat yesterday. And then I get a surprise. See, that's a Uranus conjunct the sun. I get a surprise, like, oh, come down. I was like, I can't come down. I'm in my jammies. What the fuck? But it was like, just come down. I've got something right. And then, you know what I mean? And then, we're catching up. So it's kind of like, um, yeah, you know what I mean? They're pulling me at that. Good friends lift you when you forget how to fly. Oh my God. And now, oh, this is so annoying. I've got such cryptic messages. So 14th of November could be significant because I looked at 211. Um, this is so annoying. I can't tell you. Um, right. I'm just wondering if I can cryptically say, being able to genuinely say you'd rather have zero pals and fake ones makes you one of the lucky ones. That confidence doesn't come easy. Oh, I know. I had to work hard for that, Connor. Because that's the thing, and I know you know that, but like I have been the person where it was, I wouldn't say the opposite, but my friends were my life. And these people, can I just say, these people are all amazing people, right? Well, most of them. But I'm joking, like, I hope they're all happy, even whatever I think of them. But it's kind of like, most people, it's just energy's changing and stuff. But like, I was once upon a time, like, my friends are my life. And the thought of not having the same friends was terrifying to me. And there was times, like, I mean, I've even said this, like, even remember I said this not long ago that like there was, when I was really drunk, one of these times I've spoke about, which wasn't, too long ago. Um, well, I mean, it was quite funny. Like, what that? I mean, I don't even mind saying that actual time I was really drunk and my friend had to look after me. I was like, we've all been there. Just call them. It's fine. Just call it. She's like, I really don't think you mean that, Claire. I think you went, no, just do it. Fine. 4 in the morning, covered in sick. I'm in the bath. No, it's fine. Just do it. You'll help me. I don't think so somehow. I think that would have got ignored. But you know what I mean? So we thought it does make me laugh. But in all jokes aside, like when I spoke to my friend the next day, like instead of actually crying about him, I wasn't actually crying. I was crying about someone else, not a man. Like I was crying about a friendship. So obviously that was me, but it's like it wasn't like, oh look, interesting. It wasn't like, oh, I want that friendship back. It was just like accepting the ending. Just call it. I know, honestly, thank God. Thank God I've got fucking decent best pals. You know what I mean? And to be fair, I didn't even have back in the day. Whenever I was pissed, and I'd be like, just do it. There was one time though. There was one time that is a really funny memory, and it was kind of. I won't go into it too much. Actually, I won't go into it too much. But all I'm going to say is, we could have done with a man's help, and I was like so close to doing that, and I was like, I don't think this is really appropriate, so I didn't. But I was sober, like I'm not going to do that. But you know what I mean. It's but it was hilarious. But yeah, no, it's kind of it was sad because it's like I don't know what I was saying. I was just going on, and it was sad, but again, like I've said before, I definitely do feel that I'm going to own it that because they're pulling out their trend like. Sometimes it's because I can feel other people missing me, but I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, it's because they were missing me. I don't know. Like but I feel, because look, I picked up Release Your Guilt. So I do feel in that case, I was feeling like somebody that can't can't speak to me. And I was feeling their soul. Anyway, I've said that before. So, but oh yeah, they pulled me away from it. 1414, Temperance card, energies balance. And I'm just trying to think, I'm just gonna ask, wait a minute, I'm just gonna ask, can I say that? Is it okay to say that? I'm thinking it is because you pulled me up there. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh whoa. Okay, you're telling me too much here. Right, okay. So I was just asking someone in the spirit world if it was okay to tell you what I was gonna say. But right. Let's see. If my dad rings the buzzer, I'm not meant to tell you. I'll read these cards first though, and just know that people in the spirit world are talking to me. As they always are, but all that glitters, and it's number 16. I think that's the thumbnail if it'll show up. And it's the 16th today, the Tower card. All that glitters wasn't gold with a siren. And you have to try and see the innocence in your divine masculine if this was you. Oh, it's not even in the fucking shot. Connor, how can I find a way to stop doing that? It's like, wait a minute. All that glitters wasn't gold, And that's what somebody's trying to clean up a situation where they got hoodwinked by a false twin flame. Because we've got soulmate, which is my twin flame card, and clean it up in reverse. Somebody's trying to clean up a karmic situation because there's no place like home, because you feel like home. All that glitters wasn't gold. So whoever that makes sense to, but it makes sense to the rest of the. So the thing, God, that's crazy, right? So the thing that I was going to say, right, was there's this film called Disaster Movie, and I think it's one that I love all the scary movies because they're just so stupid and they're funny and they're just easy watching. But I'm sure, and there's another one that's really really bad. But I think this Disaster Movie, right? That like I watched it not that long ago and I spoke. It was so funny. It's from it's like 20 years old, I think. Something like that. Might be longer than that, but I caught the end of it again the other day. And it was so clever because, again, I was feeling it must have been on the Scorpio full moon. It was just a few days ago. And I felt really flat that day, right? I think I was maybe a bit sad about Gregory and stuff like that. He's still a bit in shock. But anyway, but I was gobsmacked by the synchronicity because there's a scene in this film where I'm not going to, yeah. There's a scene in a film, right, where somebody does something and it's like there's someone in the spirit world that there's only a few memories. This is for somebody. This is for somebody. This is for somebody, or this is for a few. This could make sense to a few people out there, but that there's only a few memories that I associate with this person in the spirit world. And this is one of them because it's something kind of they're on it. It's something funny that they used to do when, oh no, that okay. It's something funny that they used to do when they were drunk. And I've just realised I've just spoke about the funny things I've done when I was drunk. So he's influenced me to say that, and it's a he. So if that resonates for you, there's a scene in that film where somebody does something, disaster movie. And if that message is for you and you watch that, you'll get what I mean. Because instantly, when I saw it a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, that's so clever. Because I felt this male's energy all around me, they were chatting to me, telling me. And then when it happened, I'm sure it was just it was yesterday, the day before. I was gobsmacked because I turned on the telly right at that scene, like right to catch that scene. So I knew that it was someone in the spirit world showing me, like being like, oh yeah, it's I'm telling you something. So it's I love being a medium, put it that way. It's amazing. So anyway. And that's nuts that he made me talk about me being pished and right. Okay, so Yang, yeah, divine masculine. And that was, if you hadn't, yeah, that was going to make sense to divine masculines. Probably more than a few, but there's definitely somebody that if they kind of got what was talking about. Again, sorry, that was not very cryptic. It's cryptic to some of you, but if somebody doesn't get that, I'm like, I'll have to just, yeah, clean it up. Yeah, they're telling me someone's in between worlds, cleaning up karmic cycles. The divine masculine. Wow, that's so nuts. Divine masculine, like regeneration. They could be very nervous about the changes that they're making, but it's bringing them peace and they're doing things by the book because they want the land of milk and honey. If you know, you know, Holy Grail Union. So if you're the divine feminine, just chop wood, oh my God. I was about to say fuck off. Stop it. You're going to make me cry now. Just go away. It's not mediumship Monday. Sorry, it's fine. This is what I don't do. Sorry, not sorry. I don't do this around my house. I'm kind of bantering, but I really am talking. Yeah. Um, this divine masculine's loyal. All the divine masculines that you resonate with the energy of this, bits and bobs of it. They've got a loyal heart, but at some point, fuck's sake. At some point, they were caught. I'm saying fuck's sake because it's spot on. They were caught up with a false karmic feminine, yin and reverse. Somebody had to take the wrong road to find out who their soul and their heart was really loyal to, and then tie in the message that the divine masculine female that I know has messaged me saying that whatever I can't remember what I said, guys, but whatever I said about her soul changing and accept it has brought her peace. That's why do people book a session? That's why they have peace in your soul. I got peace deep in my soul. I got love making me whole. Now you open up your heart and shine on me. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. I'm like, now I'm feeling loads of people in the spirit world coming through that are on the other side of life that would all like this. So it's listen, guys, it's no party. See what I mean? But that's because my 10th house is Leo. Party energy. God, that's so nuts. Right. What else? Tell me about where the fuck is my dad, by the way? He might have nabbed in and saw I was doing this. I got peace deep in my soul. I got love making me whole. That's blowing my fucking mind. That's wow. They just keep pulling me. See, now they keep pulling me a friend on the birthday card, and I love you. So there's a lot of love coming from this friend. And again, this can be a male friend to you in the spirit world for a lot of more than just one person. But do what makes you happy, be with those who make you smile. Wait a minute, what's the date? Mm. Yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of like this is like May is like a big anniversary month for load, right? Okay, so that May could be significant for I know that is for some people. And love's the answer. Love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. So again, that's beautiful. This is about healing codependency. I feel some people have fallen into situations through codependency, and again, I think everyone's lying if you say that's not been you at some point, whether it's love, family, or friends, because it's definitely happened to me. Actually, again, with me, it's more like I've never made a secret about that. It's more friendships. I had extremely codependent friendships, um, which is a two-way thing. You know, if you're codependent, it's like you're both codependent on each other. And now I've got healthy friendships. Like fuck's sake, my pal that just came to my door, like, I haven't seen her for months. It's like, but it's kind of like that's the thing. Like that's all my friends that I've got now. I remember my mum and dad and older people saying this to me when I was younger, that that's how friendships go. When you truly grow up and you get older, you might not see somebody sometimes for years, but you still got the friendship, you know. And it's it just it depends because sometimes that's true, sometimes it isn't. But I've definitely got very special friendships that I cherish where, like I said the other day, I don't need to see these people every day. Like with my best friends, like I see them like sometimes it's months apart, and sometimes it's like shit. I need to see them for like 6 months or look, and it's just life, you know. It's just life going on and things happening, and it's you'll know all of this because if you're on the twin flame journey, you're sometimes kept away from people for things to develop. You've got more to talk about when you catch up, you know what I mean? Right. So getting crumbs. You deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you. Na, 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 let me adore you. I didn't like that. That's Harry Styles. But again, loyal heart. This person adores their divine feminine. If you're the divine feminine, this person adores you. I just don't think you've had either much evidence of that or any evidence because they were playing hard to get. You're missing on you're missing opportunities by playing too hard to get. Give someone a chance. Like, look, I'm sorry, that's coming from the spirit world. That is definitely coming from people's friends and guides and spirit. It's like, that comes out all the time for the masculines, doesn't it? Your fear of being hurt has made you retreat. It's time to get out and try again. Oh, that is hilarious. Sorry. It's not it is funny though. The way they're talking to me, it's funny. Because it's like somebody's friend being like, come on, get out there again. Get out there and live. And that's what I always find really sad because again, now I'm actually feeling quite a few guys gathering, and it is guys around me in the spirit. Oh, now I'm feeling a girl that I didn't know actually, but it is one of my actual close friends in spirit, and that's so weird. I hope she sees it. It's like what I mean. I very bluntly heard, "Get out and live," because I can't. Do it for me. I said, "Do it for me, mate." That's so funny. I don't know where that was from. I don't know where that was from the woman or where that was from the guy. It felt like a bit of energy from the woman to my friend that's a woman, or like um regret. My intention was not to hurt you. I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. Sorry to laugh, but it makes sense. I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. I can't bear to look you in the eyes and tell you everything. I can't stand the thought of making you cry. Just let me build up the courage to confront us. Holy fuck. I mean, if that isn't like, you know what I mean? Because it's like if this is the whole story, like, oh, sorry, I chose a siren over you, and I've realised that actually you are the one that is genuine, and I've listened to people that aren't. That would be difficult to come forward, but you can't. Look, there's a woman on that card too, but you can't stay in that forever. I'm sorry for my silence. I just needed a break, and now I don't know how to reach out to you again. Like I said, that card makes me laugh because what if it's been like decades or years? But anyway, I'm afraid you won't let me back in. I know it's been a long time since we haven't spoke, but trust me, my love, I missed you so much during this time, and I'm finding my way back to you soon. Again, it goes back to the cards at the start. People are healing from things like this. Some people are not everyone's healing from something like this, but a lot of people are. And it could be more than one. female like that. It could be picking the wrong person after the wrong person, you know, or the wrong male, like whatever, whoever's resonating with this. But it's like that song. Oh, wait a minute, that song's called Marry Me. I'm hearing that every heartbreak was another. I can never remember the words, but it's like, I was never lost. I was just passing through. I was on my way to you. I'll always use it. But it's, yeah, that film's called Marry Me. So again, this is how serious this is. This person, well, marry me. It could be this person married the wrong person and now they're getting divorces because divorce keeps coming through all the time. And if it's not an actual divorce, it's just like it's a big deal that people are separated, whatever the fuck it is for different people. But I feel for a lot of people it is that. And it's and so people are afraid to come forward with resolutions. It's time to let go of any insecurities, strive for harmonious resolutions. But right, look, all that's coming through, it's complicated and it's messy, but it's people that are loyal and they want to work things out. So if you're the divine feminine, female or male, you get to decide whether you want to. But did I actually send that message? Yeah, look what I just said. Again, they're just speaking through me. Look what I said. Free will. The path you take is up to you. I usually say that for the divine masculine because that is for the divine masculine. But the thing is, the divine masculine did choose what they want, what you wanted to do, right? So don't blame yourself for that. You chose what you wanted to do, and you've learned the lessons that you needed to learn, and now you're cleaning up the karma from it if you're resonating with this, or you soon will be if you're still in it, because you will get yourself out of it. That's the point. You don't need to stay stuck in things like that. It's a lesson. But it, from what I'm reading on today and what I read all the time, is the path that the divine masculines chose is all the glitters isn't gold. Like the grass wasn't greener, or it's a fucking nightmare. You know, take what ones resonate. Could have been happy for a time and then the mask drops. Or it could have not been. You know, who knows? But this is for the feminine in this case. The path you take is up to you. You've got your own free will. If you don't feel like you can get over something, that all this that card that's like, I can't bear to look at you, I'm so embarrassed, and you know what I mean? It's like it's up to you. You're going to spend forever daydreaming about your twin flame either way, so you may as well overcome it. That's the way that I see it. It's like I've told loads of embarrassing stories. This is a very low key one because trust me, there's more serious, stronger ones. But like the thing that one of the most embarrassing, like even now it makes me feel embarrassed. Like, and this was honestly like I don't think it was quite. I don't even know how long ago that was. It's got to have been over 10 years ago. Maybe like 11, 12. But one of those embarrassing memories I've got of contacting my twin, like when I did contact my twin flame, I didn't say anything. I sent a thumb. This is how long ago it was because I've not had Facebook for like 10 years. Well, 10 years for my personal one and like what, 5 years nearly for crystal clear visions. If you think I'm still on there, there's some C word that's pretending to be me. So that could be a thing too, copycat energies. But yeah, I just was like, I was pissed and I sent him a fucking thumb. And I was like, delete, take him a connect, take back the thumb, take back the thumb. And still to this day, I don't know if he received that thumb, but I was fucking mortified. I had nightmares about that. I was like, no. Because it was really awkward. I mean, when they talk to each other, like, that's fucking awkward as tits. Um, but what a funny thing to be bothered about. But it does. It's like, oh my God. Um, And then there was, I'm just going to tell lots of these stories. There was another time until my dad rings the buzzer and stops me from doing this. But there was another time when I was really, really pissed and I'd accessed that part of my subconscious. I was like, fuck it. What have I got to lose? You know what I mean? I'm just fucking telling this guy how I feel. And I was really pissed and it made no sense. And I can't even remember what I said, but it was something along the lines of like, come on, stop fucking, let's stop playing games here. You know I like you, you like me. It was something like that. And then I was like, right after it, I sent another one like, oh, I'm only joking, I was only wanting to hook up or something. Like, I don't know, it was something really confusing. And it was like, the other part of my brain must have kicked in and been like, fuck, felt too vulnerable. And he did reply, that's the thing. But his replies were really confusing too. And I'm also pretty sure he sent me a text that wasn't meant for me. Like telling somebody it was telling somebody what I was saying. And then he would have been really embarrassed back too. So sorry, Twinflame, but that's true. That was a very long time ago, and yeah, we're both single. So well, as far as I'm aware, we're both single. I'm joking, I think we were. Well, I definitely he was. But you know, I mean, shit happens. I'm embarrassed about loads of things. You know what I mean? It's yesterday's chip paper. People get over it eventually. Right, okay. What else before we close this out? This was really funny, this one. Thank you, loved ones in spirit. Choices. Pause before you choose. Yeah. I feel a lot of the divine masculines have been pausing to heal from past situations, to reflect on what they really want. It's all to do with timing, allow events to unfold in the correct timing. Like I've said before, it can be heartbreaking, but sometimes it just isn't the right time. You're not on the same page as someone. Like me and never mind the wrong page. Me and mine have been in completely different chapters of books for many years. sometimes, sometimes it's like there's been portals that it's like oh look, is that not such and such over there? Or me being like, oh, I feel like I'm going to see him, and then 2 hours later, one of my pals being like, what the fuck, you said that when we were getting ready in the house. Well, I told you. Or you know what I mean? It's the twin flame thing. But yeah, one of these days we'll meet on the same timeline. Ask the angels for help. But I would say in this case, the angels have been the loved ones in spirit on both your sides. Because, like I said, I've got my people in the spirit world that talk to me for me. And I've got people that come to me that I've never met or I didn't know as well. And it's kind of interesting. Compromise is not submission. Like I said, that I've got a girl that was talking to me there that's one of my close friends. It was my close friend's best friend, but I don't know. I've maybe known her not 10 years, but maybe about 8, 9 years or something. But I'd never met her best friend. But because when her friend went that way, and she did, that way, that I don't know if we're allowed to say that on here, whatever they call it. Like there was a moment when I really helped like one of my best friends with that, and it went against what I believe in because like I don't because I'm a counselor as well and a medium, I don't like bringing through somebody right when they've died. But in this case, my best friend was like, no, I needed that. Like I remember grabbing my hand, she was like, I needed that. That really helped me. Um, and right as I said, best friend, that's another one of my best friends. See, it's quite funny, isn't it? Because it's like I've went this means something because that isn't the same friend I'm talking about here. I feel if you've been in extra hermit mode and you've been isolating either on purpose or you feel like God has isolated you, I feel like you could being called to be more social. Um, okay. I'm just talking back to her without replying. Yes, maybe. Yes. Um, like, you know what I mean? I think you're getting a bit of the life that was stolen from you back. And not necessarily with the same people. Well, in my case, not with this. Well, it is what am I talking about? Yeah, because it's like even I'm thinking about it as well. My other best friend, another different person. This is making it sound like I've got loads of friends. Like I said, I've got a handful of friends, but when you've had like double that and more hands, it does seem like, but it's mature friendships. That's what I would say with people with kids. Like literally, I'm just thinking all the people I'm talking about have kids. Yeah, all the people I'm talking about have kids. Like they're a real adult. You know what I mean? like, just like, well, no me, but um, talking to kids actually. Whereas, my dad just wants to keep her. I don't blame him, but stop bugging her. She's got Venus and Aries like me, guys. She's good fun. And yes, I did just say I was good fun because I am. resolution. Strive for harmonious solutions. Yeah, the message here is done, and it was rather beautiful. But just have realistic expectations. Don't put too much expectations on your person or on you. Just go with the flow, be in the moment, and don't definitely release guilt and stop beating yourself up if you're the masculines. Because I very honestly say all the time, I don't know what the fuck is going on in my own life, because it's not that I don't care. I care very much so. I don't feel it's fair to go digging, and I don't have people around me that gossip to me. If people felt I really needed to know things because I needed to, they would tell me. And there's some questionable. We'll see about that, but there's some anyway. But I trust God. If I was meant to find something out, if I was meant to find something out, I'd find something out. I'm too sensitive, so I'm whatever. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. I just release all expectation, and I just be in the present moment. So I'm going to love you and leave you. And oh, wait a minute, what did you say there? The second week of nice weather, everyone in Glasgow is dehydrated beyond belief, alcohol and fake pals everywhere. Oh, yeah, totally. But you see, I think I was just meant to read that bit there, Connor, because that's going to be relevant. Alcohol and fake pals everywhere. I'll leave you on that note, guys, because I believe, look, this siren energy could be the reason why a lot of people have fallen into things like that. Let's just see. There's a toxicity card. Hidden feelings. You need to express how you feel to the one you love to see how they feel in return. Right, I'm sorry. Look at what I just fucking said. You need to express how you feel to the one you love to see how they feel in return. Hidden feelings. And like I always say, providing there's no other situations in the way or hold ups, my one's been let off. I mean, he's got it lucky, isn't he? Because he doesn't need to worry about that. Honestly, right. Anyway, my dad is hogging my niece, but I've got shit to do, so I could go along. Right. What else do we need to know before I end this? Together, together, I want to show you my heart is oh so true. And all the love I have is especially for you. Yes, I did just sing Kylie and Jason. Find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Hide away. Make time to be with your person. Your person. Make time to be with your person. That's hilarious. Boundaries. Love me, challenge your boundaries, protect them. Well, what do I always say? I believe in the twin flame journey. It's all about boundaries. The times you let them down, when in hindsight you shouldn't, and the times, and that applies to all twin flames, don't lie. Like I always say, if you've got an Achilles heel, it's your twin flame, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. We're talking the feminines there. And yeah, it's about boundaries, and it's about boundaries with the karmic people. Oh my god, this is a thumbnail. Capricorn is boundaries, and I teach people badass boundaries. Make time to be with your person. Create a special hideaway. So funny. Boundaries together. There we go. Boundaries together. Everybody wins. That's like the Saturn and the Venus. The Venus Saturn conjunctions that some twin flame pairings have. To date, I have only seen that with my own connection and one other. Doesn't mean that if you've not got that, you're not twin flames, but it just means we've got more of an idea how challenging it can be. But that's the thing, you know, you need boundaries, but you also need play. That's Venus and Saturn. Just like, I mean, just like the conversation I'm having with my dad right now, where I'm saying her mum wanted her to come to me, and he's saying she's quite happy. Come along and sit in the garden. Okay, actually, that does sound all right. Because she's playing in the tent, and he's got some dog from some bits. Right, okay, that's what we'll do. So, yes, I'm going to end this here. Thank you for joining me. And plans change. Oh, I know. Wait a minute. That's because the plans have changed there. Plans do change. And actually, that's quite funny because my friend is texting me and we're changing plans. It's like plans do change, but this is why I'm saying this. So go with the flow. I feel this is like people that have you thought your life was going one way, and now it's the rug's being pulled out from under you, and you're seeing the truth of your soul, because everything magical that's happened on this, the text I got from the female divine masculine friend saying what I'd said is echoed in her mind and helped her, whatever, it was nicer than that. And the plan's changing here, but she was meant to come to me, and actually that does make more sense because I need to get out. I don't think I've been out in a few days. And but I'm trying to find something in my phone. I was watching this program. Did anyone watch it's called the Honesty Box or something? Right. I don't know why that sounded dirty when I said it, but it's kind of like it's basically Love Island, but they've given it another name. And the whole premise of the program, which I just binge watched over the last couple of days, was like that it's couples, and like they get put in an AI lie detector. Wouldn't they be me anyway? They're stealing your soul when they're scanning your face, but whatever. And like I loved the way it ended because I was like, oh God, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm watching something about people lying. Like, you know, this is like, could we get other nice messages for the collective? But I really loved the way it ended. I'm just trying to, where the fuck? Because I'll just put in the word lie and it'll come up. There we go. This is what I thought. Oh, that's what it was. No, that's going to make me cry. All of this stuff didn't act, all of this stuff happened a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago is a well, special day doesn't seem the right thing to say, but it's a poignant day for me. And I usually do get, like, again, I take some time myself. Anyway, like I said, I don't. There's loads of reasons why I don't like May. It's like either for me, there's loads of memories of traumatic passings that were in my life and people close to me, or I've also got people like friends of mine that lost people close to them, you know. So it's just the whole month of May is clouded in a lot of grief, basically. And then some of this happened a long time ago, but you know, it doesn't really matter. It's still. But anyway, I did like I'm just looking like literally two of my songs special to me on the Twinflame journey went off on my alarm, so that was kind of magical. But this is the quote. This is the quote that yeah, a minute. Hmm. Sorry, I'm just feeling into this. Right. So that yeah, there was a quote that was in that program. It ended. So basically, it was good. You can catch it up on whatever the E4 or Channel 4 catch up or something. But it ended up that it was like because like there were lies that were told, and someone was like, "Oh my god," you know, and it's like, "Oh my god," it's like on Love Island when someone needs to leave. It's like guys, you're not on there forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, why is everyone crying and shit like that? You're not on there forever. It was like, okay, this seems like a deviation from the plan. That's the Adjustment Bureau. That's the film that I always say reminds me of my personal twin flame journey because everyone's trying to keep them apart. And they eventually get to kiss at the end, and then it crumbles all the bullshit away, and they get to go their own way, and people just let them be happy. Let's hope that's my favourite one for my journey for a reason. But, well, I'll release expectations. But I was watching The Hangover last night, and look how clever that is because of the message that come through, and hilarious. I wasn't specifically talking about hangovers this time, although the Hangover was a fucker. I was even just talking about that the other day. But it's probably all those people drinking in the sun corner. That's I'm picking up on that energy. But yeah, it was I hadn't ever seen The Hangover 3. I'd seen bits of it because I thought that looks like a load of shit. But I thought, do you know what? I've got things to tidy, but it's relatively quite clear and tidy. And because my friend's coming at some point. So, but that's the thing. I was like, oh my God, you must have felt that I tidied up because it's been a mess for ages. but it's like, it was actually really funny. And there's a bit in it where Alan says, what was it? He says, like, he's hired like Mike Tyson for the end of the for the wedding. And it's like something that, you know, how some people wouldn't find the same things as you funny, but I just found it really funny when he was like, the guy with the glasses is getting married is like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, this is really great. Like, thanks, Alan. This is really great. And he's like, oh, yes, but it's not forever. We've just got him for tonight. He says it like so seriously, though. And I know it doesn't sound that funny. I found it really funny. He was like, we've not got him forever. It's just for tonight. But there's loads of other things that were really hilarious. Oh yeah, I actually wrote down things from that last night too. But anyway, the Trutopia, that's what it's called. It's not called the Honesty Box. Fucking hell, it's called Trutopia. But it had something about an honesty box, right, where they got scanned to see if they were lying. And this is the thing. The whole thing, the series ended with this was the thing, and I thought, wow, wow. I might even change that to be the title. If there's a lie, it can be worked through. I know that that will be very, very meaningful to a lot of people on this journey. If there's a lie, it can be worked through. And honestly, coming from me, that's a lot because I really cannot fucking stand lying, like big time can't. And like I said the other day on the last live, when people accuse me of lying, I pray for them because that is another thing that, you know, that is a challenge for me. Because I don't take kindly to being called a liar when I'm not. But, you know, if there's a lie, it can be worked through. So hope that means something to you. And then also the song that came on that day was, I'm not telling you other ones that were for me because fuck, now that I'm looking at this, that's insane. There was 3 of like my songs, like even songs that I don't even usually say. I'll sort of chuck it in there and I won't, but I'm not saying this because it was literally all of them that went off. And that's my special guide in the spirit world doing that. But the song that did go off, I can tell you, I do love this song, but I don't, well, actually, I do consider it one. But it's that song that's like, this time I want it all. This time I'll take the chance. Anyway, it's This Time, John Legend. And then this was, oh my God, this is the funniest quote ever. What was that? This is on an advert, so you might see it yourself. I think it was on YouTube. I've come to terms with the fact you don't have an. I can't even say it. I've come to terms with the fact you don't have an average job. I was pissing myself. It really stood out to me. So I think those of you that do have an unusual job, that would be Uranus conjunct the Sun, like myself, because I've got Uranus conjunct the Moon in the second house of money. So I'm meant to have a really fucking weird job, and I think I tick that box. Oh, here it is. So I think, right, I think there's something here about, oh my God, that's shit. Is my life my own? See what I mean? I spoke about this. The spirit world have been completely influencing everything I said on here. And it's not always that way, right? It is most of the time. But because I spoke about friendships and maturing, and I've quoted the bit from the film that says, I must resign from the wolf pack. She's my soulmate and my best friend. That's what he says. What he says. And then he turns to the Bradley Cooper guy and he's like, you need to let me go in particular. I can't be your hero anymore. Like Bradley Cooper guy's like, what the fuck? So again, I got the message that it was like people are maturing and changing and friendships are changing, and so you might not turn to your friend and say something like that. But it's kind of like, I don't want the same things as I wanted before, but I still want to be your friend. Because the message I got was he was closing down the friendships, like he was never going to see them again, and he was like, "But I will still see you on Tuesdays for baseball." Or I'm making up the stuff, but it's like I'll see you on Tuesdays for baseball or bowling, and I'll see you on Fridays for poker night or something. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, just it's changing, but it doesn't need to end. So take that where it resonates to. Some people it is, if it was anything like me, I had a whole fucking friendship turnover. But again, kept some of them because that's the people that have been texting me. And then he goes and gets married. So that could be about union. And then the film ends with, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. That's a message too. Right. So I'm going to stop hurting your ears with my out of tune singing. I'm not always out of tune, but it seems like I've been a little bit out of tune, but it's fine. Sing anyway. Sing anyway, damn it. But don't listen to the songs of the sirens because you don't know where it might lead. Keep being a warrior. This was a really weird but cool channeling. So, peace out from me and the loved ones in spirit. And yes, have a lovely, lovely weekend. And don't let your fears stop you from talking to who you want to talk to. And definitely don't let other people stop you from talking to who you want to talk to. But keep in mind common sense of what's human decency and closing out things and all this kind of. I trust that you've got, the integrity to read between the lines there, people. Anyway, see you later.